Hey students, I just want to give you a little heads up about the next few days and where we'll be headed, and we're almost done with the course. So we've basically wrapped up the readings from Dyer and from Song. There's just a little bit left to do there. That's laid a groundwork for you to do some more in-depth analysis of technology. What I'd like for you to think about for the next 3 days is the stories we tell and the liturgies that we practice. So Dyer's helped us set up this story model where we have the biblical story based in the cultural mandate in Genesis 1 and 2, and then how that unfolds all the way to the city in the garden, the new creation. And Dyer's shown us how we can contrast that with the story of technicism or transhumanism, this alternative story about what it means to be a human person, about what has ultimate value, about the history of the world, and so on, and our future hope. So Dyer has helped us set up these two stories side by side. Song has helped us do something very similar with practices or liturgies, with the secular liturgies, the way that our technology forms us. Remember, it's not neutral, but it has an effect on us, whether we realize it or not. And then potential counter liturgies, good habits, positive habits that are oriented towards different set of values. And this goes back to Dyer and the story, what is most important for us. So you've done all that work. We'll spend the next 3 days looking at some readings from this book by Jacob Schatzer, Transhumanism in the Image of God. And in these 3 chapters, he looks at essentially the ways that we modify our body and our reality, our world. Each chapter has a kind of intensification of modification. So everything from something like eyeglasses, which modify my body and modify my perception in a pretty straightforward way, to something like an implant, to something like in the 3rd chapter that we'll read, mind uploading, where I'm actually taking my mind out of my body and putting it in some kind of computer or something else. So you'll see in Schatzer both the distinction between the stories and also between liturgies or practices, so just keep that in mind as we work through that material. I'm hoping that all of this prepares you for your final paper. So you will have a final reflection on your experiment from Song. That's due the end of this week. But then your final paper, which is due the last day of this class, December 12th, is to choose one technology, and I've given you a list of things, and to work through the tetrad in Dyer's appendix. You've already done this on a small scale, but you'll do this for a paper. I'm posting some chapters. They're not up yet, but I'll have them posted from a book called Radical Technologies. I didn't ask you to read these, but I'll put the scans up. You'll just pick the chapter that talks about your technology. For instance, Bitcoin is one of the technologies there. If that's something that interests you, read Greenfield's chapter on Bitcoin. It is a bit of a complex reading. It may be more than what we have been doing, so just be prepared. And then you can do any other research that you need to do online, start with Wikipedia kind of things. It's not a research paper, but that research will help you answer the questions which are in Dyer's appendix, and your answers to those questions, that's what you're going to write about for your essay. Again, this is how the technology was oriented towards God's purposes, reflection, rebellion, restoration, and redemption, those 4 categories, and that's what you'll be working on. Well, you've done great work so far. I think maybe what I've been most impressed with is your responses to that debate between Miller and Kim. That generated really a lot of good discussion. So thanks for that. I hope that the material this week will likewise provide you plenty of things to think about. Well, let me know if you need anything, and we will touch base soon. Thanks.